guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm gonna share to you my own experiences on what to expect if you have your first international flight. By the way, kindly give this video a thumbs up, click the bell button for notification, and do not forget to subscribe. To experience your first international flight, you need to secure the following two things. Number one, your passport, and the second one is your airplane ticket. Usually my tickets were cheap and it's considered promo fare. With regards to your airplane ticket, I suggest that you need to follow the pages of some airline companies here in the Philippines like the Cebu Pacific, AirAsia, Philippine Airlines, and so on for you to be notified if they have promo fares. Here in the Philippines, the most common exit point are Mactan Cebu International Airport and Ninoy Aquino International Airport. If you will be having an international flight, probably you will be taking those points, those exit points. So I've been out of the country twice, and my first out of the country is when I went to Bangkok, Thailand. So my exit point that time was in Mactan Cebu International Airport in Cebu City, and my second out of the country was when I went to Singapore, and my exit point that time was in Ninoy Aquino International Airport in Manila. With regards to booking of tickets, since I am not from Cebu, I am not also from Manila, I am from the island of Mindanao, so I need to book first domestic flight before booking an international flight. So if you have domestic and international and you want to save money, those flights should be placed in just one day. But take note of this, there should be an allowance between the domestic flight and the international flight. A layover should have a minimum time of 3 hours. The time of your arrival of your domestic flight to the time of the departure of your international flight, you need to have 3 hours allowance. Why? So that you will be able to complete those processes without pressuring yourself. Kasi you need to check in, you need to go to the immigration, you need to prepare the documents needed before you can take your flight. So once you enter the airport, so you need to prepare itinerary and a valid ID for the guards to be aware that you are really flying in regards to the name printed in your itinerary. So after that, you will be heading to an initial checkup. Then after the initial checkup, you have two options. Number one, you can proceed directly to the check-in counter, or number two, you need to pay the travel tax. Why I said that you need to proceed directly to the check-in counter? Because some passengers, during the booking of their flight, they already included travel tax. As a result, after the initial checkup, they cannot proceed directly to the check-in counter. But if you did not pay yet your travel tax during the booking of your flight, after the initial checkup, you go directly to the travel tax counter to pay for the travel tax amounting to 1,620 pesos. And this travel tax varies according to your classes. Say for example, if you are flying using the economy class, so your travel tax will be like this, normally 1,620 pesos. But if you are flying with premium or business class, you have different amount for your travel tax. So it varies with regards to your classes. Now, with regards to your terminal fee, if you will be taking Ninoy Aquino International Airport as your exit point, so you will not be paying your terminal fee. So unlike when you are taking Mactan Cebu International Airport as your exit point, so you need to pay terminal fees. So based on my experience, before I traveled to Bangkok, so I paid for travel tax and terminal fee because my exit point that time was in Mactan Cebu International Airport. But if you're in Ninoy Aquino International Airport, so you just need to pay your travel tax and no need to pay for the terminal fee. So after securing your receipt for the travel tax, you can now go directly to the check-in counter. While lining up in the check-in counter, an authorized personnel will be distributing a Philippine Immigration Departure card. You'll just be filling in all those informations, important informations about your passport and about yourself and the details of your flight. Then after that, once you reach the check-in counter, you need to surrender the documents like the passport, itinerary, the pre-departure card, and some other important documents, maybe the visas if you're going to a country that needs visa, so you need to present the visa, and if not, you just need to present the passport. So after that, the authorized personnel in the check-in counter will give you the boarding pass. Then you will be instructed to go to this particular gate and go to the immigration directly. So after that, I suggest that you don't need to go directly to the immigration if your pocket money is in Philippine peso, because it is okay if you converted first your money to United States dollar or US dollar. Why you need to convert your Philippine peso to US dollar? Because US dollar is much more stronger when you convert it to other currencies abroad compared to the Philippine peso converting it to the other currencies abroad. So mas maganda yung palitan kapag naka US dollars ka to that particular currency abroad if you want to convert it abroad mismo than using your Philippine peso. So mas mahina yung palitan kapag you have your Philippine peso unlike United States dollar. So after that, you can now go directly to the immigration. So sa immigration, meron tatlong parts. So we have a Philippine passport holders, we have the OFW, and we have the foreign passport holders. So you go directly to the Philippine passport holders, and if you are an overseas Filipino workers, you proceed directly to the OFW line. So while queuing for your turn in the immigration, so you need to prepare the documents. Now, if you ask me what questions usually the immigration officer asks to the passengers, I don't have any right to disclose any information about the questions being asked by the immigration officer to the traveler or passenger, but I will make you an assurance that if you prepare these documents, you will be able to pass the Philippine immigration. So number one, you need to have the passport, the Philippine passport. So I suggest that if you're a first-time traveler, so you need to go to a country that has no visa required. Say for example, the countries under ASEAN. So when I say ASEAN, that is Association of Southeast Asian Nations, and member states under that organizations are the following: so Philippines, Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam, Laos, Myanmar, Indonesia, and Brunei. So therefore, just Philippine passport lang, and you will be able to go to their country without visas. The second one is the return ticket. You need to have a proof that you'll be coming back to the Philippines. So therefore, you need to have round-trip ticket. The third one is hotel accommodation. So hotel accommodation can be booked in the following websites. Number one, agoda.com, and the second one is booking.com, and a lot more. Usually, I book my hotel sa agoda.com. So with regards to the payments, maraming choices doon. You can book it right away using your credit card, or you can book now, pay later. You will just be giving your card details after a particular date before your check-in date. So that will be the time that the Agoda will charge that price to your card. Aside from that, you have book now, pay at the hotel. The fourth one is the itinerary. So I suggest that your itinerary should be detailed. In my case, I make my itinerary in the Microsoft Excel. So I have a heading, say for example, with regards to my recent trip. So my heading was like this: Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand trip. Then you include the dates from this date to that date. Then you create 4 columns. This is the first column. So the first column is for the date, the second is for the destination, the third is for the cost, and the fourth is for the remarks. Then try to research for the cost of the taxis, the trains, the buses, and so on, so that you will be able to have an estimated cost. The fifth one is the certificate of employment or proof of employment. So if you are connected sa private, you will just be giving a certificate of employment coming from your employer. Or if you are connected in public, so you will just be giving your travel authority. Then the sixth one is the valid IDs, just for reinforcement lang with regards to your identification. Aside from passport, so you need to have IDs, valid IDs, like the PRC, the UMID, organization ID, and so on. So after that, I can assure you that you will pass the Philippine immigration, and the immigration officer will stamp your passport. Then pagkatapos nun, you'll go directly to the final checkup, so final screening. Then after that, you will now proceed to the gate. During the flight attendants will be distributing a arrival and departure card of the country of your destination. Say for example, you are going to Singapore. So the FAs will be distributing a Singaporean immigration departure and arrival. So again, dalawa. Sa isang papel, you have the departure and arrival connected lang. So you need to fill in all important information to that card. Then upon arrival sa destination, you will be giving the arrival card to the immigration, then kindly keep the departure card kasi that departure card, you will be using that as you exit the country. I hope I give you an idea on what to expect if you have your first international flight, and wishing you luck for your future international flight. Then, by the way, kindly give this video a thumbs up, click the bell button for notification, and do not forget to subscribe. So see you in my next vlog. Bye bye.